Welcome to our meditation time. I hope that you will honor the fact that you have shown up for these few minutes and just allow yourself to settle in. Whatever settling looks like for you. Maybe that means you lie down and you stretch out. Maybe it means you just pause where you are and you just become still. Maybe you cross those legs and sit up nice and tall. There really is not one right way. You do what works for you. Finding comfort, finding ease, and finding a little respite from the busyness of life. So let's begin to just take a few breaths together just to really allow ourselves to enter this moment. So from deep in your belly, breathe in. And then gently, gently let it go. From deep in your belly, breathing in. And ever so gently release. Just one more together, breathing in. And breathing out. And for the focus of our practice, for these few minutes that we have another Yoga Sutra. There are so many of these just small nuggets of teaching, of wisdom from so long ago that are so very relevant to our lives today. So Yoga Sutra 132 says, the practice of concentration on a single object is the best way to prevent the obstacles. The practice of concentration on a single object is the best way to prevent the obstacles. And I would infer that what Patanjali was talking about is the obstacles are all around us. When we don't take control of where we're focused, where we're concentrating, we actually begin to create more obstacles for ourselves. We don't set about, when our day begins, just removing all the obstacles that are in our path along the way out in the world. But what we do set out to really give our energy toward is not allowing new obstacles to form within. And so I think what he was talking about is when we learn to concentrate on a single object, we learn how not to create obstacles for ourselves. You know, Patanjali comes from this ancient teaching in the subcontinent of India. But there are other spiritual traditions all around the world that have verses and teachings just like this. And they all basically say the same thing. Stop contributing to your own suffering. Stop doing things that bring you pain. And I know within human nature, we tend to look out and project that on others and think that if they would just, or if he would stop, or she would. And we tend to think that these obstacles that come within us are all at the fault of others. But really and truly, it's our choice where our energy goes. It's our choice where we focus. And so he went on to say, in many more verses to follow, let me tell you some ways to lessen the power of these obstacles. And one of the things that he returns to again and again is this practice. He says, if you want to remove the obstacles, if you want to stop bringing in more, commit to the practice. Commit to the showing up. And what a beautiful thing we all get to celebrate right here in this moment together, the showing up. The lessening of the obstacles within us. And then I think what you will find, and no, I don't think, I know that what you will find is that when you begin to practice lessening the obstacles within, you really do begin to have less obstacles around you out in the world. And I'm not quite sure if it's because we don't notice things with the same eyes or because we don't allow them to come into our space and affect us, or if there really are just less. Whichever the answer is, or maybe it's a combination of all, I will tell you that this practice decreases the obstacles that are in our way. And it starts by decreasing the biggest one, us. Our minds, our conditioned ways of thinking, our habits of mind, our deeply rooted opinions and stances on things. When we learn to concentrate on a single object, it says, obstacles will be less. And so while we know this practice is the vehicle for learning that, I think the greatest tool that we have, the greatest tool is our breath. Now, some of us can find really beautiful ways of concentrating, for example, on a scripture or on a verse, on a picture of someone that was a great teacher for us or who has just had great meaning in our lives. Others concentrate on the flicker of a candle flame, or on a rosary, or on a pendant, or on a mala bead. And all of those are incredible, beautiful tools that we have available to us. Concentrating on a single item, practicing the lessening of the obstacles. But what if we don't have those things? What if we don't have a way to light a candle, or if we don't have that photograph of that teacher that has led us through so many great teachings? Or what if we don't have our mala beads or our rosary, our crystal, our whatever our thing is? Well, then we have to rely on the thing that we always have, and that is the breath. There are so many great meditation practices, and all they ask you to do is breathe. Follow the breath in, follow the breath out. And Ram Dass teaches that if you try that and then the mind wanders, you have two choices. You follow the mind and then the meditation is over, or you notice the mind wandering and you come right back. It's all about our choice. We make them again and again and again. So let's practice today. We don't have a candle flame. We don't have beads in our hand necessarily. We don't have a photograph. We don't have a big blue sky to look at, but we do have this breath, this beautiful life-giving force within. Let us concentrate on that. And so if it feels okay for you, I would invite you to put your hand on your belly. If you're lying down, that's going to be really easy. If you're sitting up, maybe you want to kind of lean back a little bit and just really allow the hand to just come to your belly and rest, so that you notice how that belly is moving. We get out of our chest and we really find that deep, nourishing breath, and we concentrate there. And so there's nothing for the hand to do. Just let it move with the belly as the belly moves with the breath. And what I'd like us to try is, as we practice this concentration of the breath, notice if your mind goes anywhere else. It may go for the first couple breaths and then you'll come back. It will get easier. You may get into a really beautiful rhythm and then the mind goes about halfway through. But just like Ram Dass says, you have two choices. Follow it, and then your meditation is over, no harm, it's done. Or come right back. So let's just start with just a couple breaths first. Just breathing in to notice the hand moving with the belly. Breathing out. Releasing, letting go. Breathing in, slow and steady. Breathing out, relaxing. And now you just continue to breathe. Continue to notice, and I'm going to guide us with just a little bit of words. And if my talking of the inhale doesn't quite match up to yours, do not worry. Just keep focusing on that hand, on that belly, on the breath. Breathing in. I notice that I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I notice that I'm breathing out. Breathing in. I choose to focus on the breath in. Breathing out. I choose to focus on the breath out. Breathing in, I feel the expansion. I notice it. Breathing out, I feel the release, and I notice it. Breathing in, I notice I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I notice I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I notice the breath filling me up. Breathing out, I notice the breath leaving. Breathing in, I notice the breath filling me up. Breathing out, I notice the breath leaving. I notice the breathing in. I notice the breathing out. In, out. In, out. Continue to notice. Continue to bring yourself back if the mind tries to go. Make your concentration, your focus on your breath. Breathing in, I'm grateful for the inhale. Breathing out, I'm grateful for the exhale. Breathing in, I'm grateful for the life this gives me. Breathing out, I'm grateful for the release. Breathing in, I'm grateful. Breathing out, I'm grateful. In, out. In, out. Continue to watch the breath. Come back if the mind tries to wander. Breathing in, I notice the quiet of the inhale. Breathing out, I notice the quiet of the exhale. Breathing in, I notice the gentleness of the inhale. Breathing out, I notice the gentleness of the exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. And then for this last moment, if your hand is still on your belly, just let it come to rest. And see if you can bring your concentration to just the noticing. Noticing the in and the out. the gratitude, the release, the gentleness, the quiet. In, out. Patanjali says that the practice of concentration on a single object is the very best way to prevent the obstacles. We concentrate on a lot of things in our daily life. We concentrate on the problems and the worries and the behavior of people that we don't often agree with. We concentrate on the conflict around us. We concentrate on the tragedy that we see across the news. And what happens with all of these situations is that as we concentrate on them, we give them our energy. And so I would ask us today, as you notice just how you physically feel in your body from just those few minutes of focusing on your breath, where do you want your energy to go tomorrow? To this feeling right here? Or to the challenges and the tragedies and the noise around you? Patanjali offers us an assurance. Concentration on a single object will, he says, it is the best way to lessen the obstacles. And I think we would all agree, we all want less obstacles. So as we close out our practice today, continue to use your other tools, your beads and your rosaries and your photographs and your crystals and whatever it is that gives you meaning in your hand. But don't discount the power of the breath. You take it everywhere you go. Every time you're confronted with an obstacle, go back to the breath. In, out. Namaste.